Hey there, thanks for stopping by. I'm reading off a script because I think this is a very important video. It's going to be a bit long and I want it to be concise so I don't waste your time. I don't know if scripts alongside Facecam will become a regular thing or not. I'm just trying this out. So before we get into the plan, I'm going to get a little bit meta and talk a bit about me and go over a mission statement of sorts. It's my channel. I am the host and figurehead of this community, and effectively I am my own brand, so hopefully it makes sense and it's okay if I talk a bit about me here and how I function and work before I unwind what this channel is and my goals and what I'm going to do with it. My name is Derek, or you can call me Owl if you'd prefer. Owl is in most of my usernames, so a lot of people call me that. I am not perfect. I am very flawed, and I am aware of my flaws, and I consider that to be a boon. One of my flaws is balancing motivation with the completion of projects, and another is I'm a perfectionist who can and will nitpick things to death. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of ambition, and things I want to do, so traditionally, I pulled myself every which way, chipping away at multiple projects, with most of them being too ambitious for me to accomplish, and then I get discouraged, or I hit a roadblock, or I just can't quite get it perfect, and I think to myself, hey, it's not like I'm disappointing people if I stop or delay it, right? So if it dies, I can always just take this and put it into a future project, or just revive it and then finish it later. And so I put the project off and move on to the next one. I need to stop that. I need to be realistic and give myself goals I can actually achieve. I need to start projects I can actually finish. And that means a lot of my other goals are going to get put on hold. But that's okay, because maybe I'll actually accomplish something this time. The goal for this channel, for this project, is to release at least 2 videos a week here and stream at least 1 live stream a week to Twitch. These videos are fairly easy to make, and one is tied to the stream, so it's a very achievable goal. The other show is tied to the community and to another goal of mine, and so it's effectively a 2 birds 1 stone type of a goal. Previously, I'd seen YouTube and Twitch and most of my other projects as just a hobby. I thought to myself, it'd be nice if it went somewhere and became financially viable, but that's not the goal. I'm just going to treat it like a hobby and have fun. That's a mindset that many YouTubers advise, and if it works for you, then great, go for it. But it does not work for me. So if I'm going to accomplish something, I need to fully pursue it. I need to go all out. It needs to stop being a it'd be cool if this happened someday type thing, and it needs to be a it happens today type thing. Because if I don't have that mindset, I won't accomplish anything. I am a 24-year-old, and in terms of pursuing various goals and dreams I have, I've accomplished nothing. People say, oh, you're still young, you have plenty of time, don't worry about it, take your time. And it sounds like sound advice, and they do mean well, but I've been hearing and following that advice since high school. And that was 7 years ago. What have I accomplished in 7 years? Nothing. That mindset of, you have plenty of time, don't worry about it, you'll do it eventually, psh, no, it's a terrible mindset. You will do it now. That's what I'm doing differently this time. I'm not gonna half-ass it and assume something will eventually happen. No, the only way to make something happen is to make it happen. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. This time, it's not a hobby. This time, it's a second, or at least part-time, if not full-time job. I will be taking this seriously. I need to stop thinking someday I'll be entertaining enough that people will throw money at me. I just gotta wait. And start thinking you were entertaining and proficient enough to release at least something that someone would have enjoyed yesterday. So release something now, even if it's not perfect. You will learn from it, you will grow from it, and people will eventually give you money for it. But in the meantime, you just have to keep releasing content because it is the only way you're going to get better. Now, I understand that this sounds a little crazy. It's certainly, and if you build it, they will come type of a mindset. But this is necessary to motivate myself to actually release content. And I need to be doing that because every day I'm not actively pursuing a goal is a day wasted. And those days can and will add up to another 7 wasted years if I let them. I'm sorry if that sounds a little insane, but that's just where I am in life right now. I need to motivate myself. I need to do something. This is that something. I need to make commitments to myself and others because I hate to disappoint people. I live for people. Sometimes that can be unhealthy, and I struggle with it, but that's just who I've always been and probably who I always will be. Another way to motivate myself is with money, because money equals time, and time is the most valuable resource to me. I had originally planned to launch a Patreon on top of this commitment to content. It'd effectively be just a tip jar starting out. I'm not so naive as to assume that I'd be able to make content for a living anytime soon, but it's a start. It's a promise, a commitment that I could use to motivate myself, to reason with myself. I can say, my patrons and my community are relying on me. I can't let them down. That sort of stuff. And that's just the kind of person I am. I need to have a fire like that lit under me if I'm going to accomplish anything. And yes, I hate that I can't just do something for me or just for the joy of it. But that's just me. That's just how I work best. I work best when I'm relied on by others. I've accepted this flaw and I think I can use it. Now, the Patreon is not launching immediately because I've found I don't know enough about it to launch with reasonable goals and reward tiers and so on and so forth, and I really should put more time into researching that. But I do want to launch it fairly early on. I'm letting you know this because I think it's very important that I'm open and honest with you. Making money off my content is my eventual goal. Now, the Patreon is not launching immediately because I've found I don't know enough about it to launch it with reasonable goals and reward tiers and such, so I really should put more time into researching them. But I do want to launch it fairly early on. I'm letting you know all this because I think it's very important that I'm open and honest with you. Yes, my content is free. It will always be free. I enjoy that it's free. I'm glad it's free, but making money off my content is my eventual goal. Be that just through Patreon, or the addition of advertisements, or merch, or even sponsors later on. Money is a goal. Not the only goal, of course, but a goal. You need money to live. You can effectively buy time with it if you can get it to the point where it pays as much as at least a part-time job. You need it to improve, be it investing in training for yourself, your health, equipment to improve your content quality, or use it to hire assistants, artists, editors, managers, advisors. No matter what, you can never have too much money as a content creator. I don't think this is a greed thing. I really don't. As a content creator, there is always another thing you can invest in that will improve your content. Step 1 is about $1,000 a month, and that'll cover rent, utilities, and food. And it's still risky because that doesn't cover insurances, and it doesn't allow me to save up for an emergency fund. If anything goes wrong in my life, that's basically it. But it is technically livable. Livable. There we go. Livable. It is technically livable. $1,000 a month, I could live off from that. It's risky, but that could work. Who knows when or even if we'll ever get to that point, but that is a goal of mine. That is the first big hurdle in this journey. That's effectively when I know I've made it, is when I can consider YouTube at least a part-time job. Alright, that's enough about me and goals and motivation and just the whole meta plan. Here's the surface level plan. 2 YouTube videos a week, 1 Twitch stream, and then consistently check in on Discord. That last bit, Discord, that's the easy part. I already do that. My Discord friends keep me sane. Without them, I'd likely have gone crazy by now. Some could argue I'm already crazy, but I guarantee you without their love and support, I would be at least twice as crazy, possibly thrice as crazy. I don't know what the equivalent for 4 is, but 4 is also a possibility. Anywho, there will likely be other shows that I experiment with, but as far as on a weekly basis, here are the 2 videos I am launching with. Give Me a Voice and Campaign Diaries. Give Me a Voice episodes release on Wednesdays. Here's the pitch. Over the course of a week, my Discord community and I come together to make a character. We then give them lines, and then I film myself hashing out a voice for them, reading the lines, and just having fun with it in general. I believe this will be entertaining enough as it is, but the main reasons I'm doing it are it's simple enough that I can edit it in a day, it's fun, and it's a 2 birds 1 stone type of a show. What I mean by that is, bird number 1, I am interested in voice acting. I have a lot of natural talent, but it's raw, and I need to practice and hone that talent. Making this show is effectively me practicing and getting better at voice acting. It can help me discover my range, get better at reading lines, actually learn a voice rather than just improvising and forgetting that voice, because that's what usually happens for me. I don't have a very good memory. I'm very good at improvising, but not so much the memory part. At least when it comes to voicing. When it comes to like improvising a script, I'm clearly not the best, but I try, and that's okay, because that's part of improving. We all start somewhere, and we can only get better by trying, doing, failing. Then you just learn and grow from it, and here we go. Practicing my emotional range would be great too. On top of that, the second bird is that the community can get involved, which is very important in my opinion, because contrary to popular belief, making it on YouTube isn't about sub count or likes on videos or any of those stupid metrics and numbers. What matters are the people and whether or not they're enjoying themselves, whether or not they're engaged with the content and with the community and coming back to watch more. A good part of that is encouraging interaction, not just interactions with me, but with each other. This show gives an opportunity to do both. I'm talking about building a community of people who come together for the ha-has. Yes, the ha-has are very important. They can help us get through hard times in life, but I'm also trying to get them to stick around and interact with and help each other, sharing the ups and downs of life. Put together a bit of a support group in that way. That's what's really helped me a lot. The people I've met on Discord that have stuck around and who I've gotten to know and adore are very precious to me. And I wouldn't trade the world for them. I really mean that. I tell them that I love them and adore them on a fairly frequent basis, and I hope that they know that I really mean it. That I really, really mean it. And oh boy, how do I get back on script? And I am looking for a chance to involve more people in our particular brand of madness. I think this show will help with that. So yeah, join the Discord. The link is in the description. We're all a bunch of weirdos. I don't care how quirky or weird or cringy you think you are. I guarantee you that at least some of us have you beat. The other weekly show will be a campaign diary. For you see, I'm a dungeon master. I run Dungeons and Dragons, and the main reason why I run a lot of D&D is because I can't find a lot of good DMs, so I thought to myself, what if I be the good DM? Post-session, it's just nice to share what's on my mind, go over what I had planned for the session, how the players inevitably destroyed those plans, and how excited I am for what's to come. The diaries will hopefully release on Mondays, possibly Tuesdays if something happens. The reason I'm going with Mondays is because the sessions themselves are live streamed on Sundays. The Twitch link can be found in the description. I'm launching 2 campaigns. Crimson Anvil is starting January 12th, 2020, and Tombstone is starting January 19th, 2020. The plan is to alternate weekly, so 1 week is Crimson Anvil, the next is Tombstone, then Anvil, then Tombstone, then Anvil, then Tombstone, and so on and so forth, etc., until we're all dead. Well, maybe not that, but we'll get close to dead. Both the campaigns are 5th edition and being run in an original setting. It's a world built upon the racial wars and cold wars of the humans, high elves, and dwarves. Those are the 3 primary races for this setting. It's a world that's currently enjoying peace because the elves are in no condition to be any sort of threat currently, and the humans and dwarves are enjoying a lasting alliance forged during the Dragon War. A war that was between the humanoids and dragons, in which dragons were hunted to extinction. There are various other races, of course, that have come into being beyond the big 3, the youngest of them being the devil folk, dragon folk, and animal folk. If you want the deep lore and all that stuff, stop on by and watch the campaigns. There's much too much information about the setting for me to thoroughly explore it in this video. You'll just have to discover it along with the players bit by bit. Or watch the campaign diaries. I'll probably leak quite a bit through those. Those are the only reliable weekly shows I can promise at this point in time. I do have plenty of plans. I'd like to do some experimenting. I'd like to occasionally do a show called Late to the Party, in which I deliberately wait till the hype dies down and I have plenty of time to digest and form an opinion on a movie or video game or some other form of media before I review it. Effectively, it's like a review show, but not a rushed out review that's been rushed out to take advantage of the YouTube algorithm and all that nonsense. No, this show is called Late to the Party. We'll be lucky if it comes out in the same month. Beyond that, I want to experiment with some video essay formats and talk about heavy topics and life stuff and just advice in general. I'd like to talk about Forgotten Realms lore, particularly its monster lore. I'd also like to make D&D advice videos for DMs and players alike, just in general. And there are millions of other ideas I have, but the key for me is time. This time around, I recognize that I can't do it all, and I should focus on what I can do it consistently, and then go from there. That's the mindset that I hope will help me eventually make it as a YouTuber. Focus on content and building a community. The numbers don't matter. The gimmicks don't matter. It's the people that matter. People that ideally become regulars or enter into the community so that I can get to know them and develop some kind of relationship with them, but people nonetheless. And that's where I'm sitting right now. I need to keep my goals and workload reasonable. I need to make commitments and deadlines so that I can keep myself motivated. And I need to grow personally and try and build up and grow the community as well. Eventually, money will fall into that equation, but for now, it's just a tip jar, and I need to keep my expectations low. I'd say that it'd be like you guys buying me the occasional cup of coffee, but I don't drink coffee. Not currently a big tea guy either. Something I do eat consistently, snacks. We'll call it the Beef Jerky Fund. I think that sounds good. I'll make a video when Patreon launches, but until then, stop by Twitch tomorrow, the 12th, for the start of Crimson Anvil if you're here in the present, and keep an eye out for the campaign diaries here the following day. That would be Monday. Join Discord and keep an eye out for Give Me a Voice on Wednesday, and then D&D time again next Sunday. That's the plan. I hope to see you around. Thanks for watching this far in the video. Here's a series of goofs as a reward. I think it'd be fun to start throwing silly outtakes at the end of videos where I don't think people will be watching as a sort of reward for sticking with it. So enjoy. And stream at one. Okay. Scriptus-san. And I read that wrong. Okay, good. Good. Pardon me. I'll just restart that. Is not. I thought it'd be nice. I spelled that wrong somehow. There we go. Okay, then we go to the I am not perfect. Okay, it's just nice and easy, nice and simple. I'm glad I wrote it that way. So, I'm just doing it But that's not a goal. That's not legal, not a goal. Who come together for and then we're gonna sit in silence for a little bit. Give me a second. Nom, 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 nom. Bird. Nah, I've gotten too far off script. The other weekly show will be a kind. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. I'm reading off a. Oh. What's up?
Forgot to grab nothing.
That's okay. I just started anyway. Oh, I've got a stockpile over here. I'll just throw one at you. Let me just fold it into a nice little thing. Dude. Oh, I got close. And then we're gonna attempt some silence. That should do the trick.